You do not need to seek permission for work that's in the public domain, although it isn't always simple to determine. Copyright lasts for 70 years after the death of the author, or where the work has more than one author, the copyright expires 70 years after the death of the last survivor of them. Under the conditions of fair use, it's acceptable to copy a small amount of material for your own use, and give a sufficient acknowledgement that clearly states the origin of the text, but you can't use a substantial part of the work. For example, if you took a 1,000-word chunk out of a short story that was only 2,000 words long, the copyright owner would be rightly and justifiably annoyed, and might demand compensation. What actually meets the criteria for fair use is open to interpretation. For example, a distinction is often made between commercial and not-for-profit or research or educational use. If the purpose of your work is commercial, to make money, it doesn't mean you're suddenly in violation of fair use, but it does make your case less sympathetic if you're borrowing a lot of someone else's work to prop up your own commercial venture. But note that you could be in violation of fair use if your use of the original work affects the likelihood that people will not buy the original work. That is to say, if you quote the material extensively, or in a way that the original source would no longer be required, then you're quite possibly affecting the market for the quoted work. Finding out who owns the copyright is not always clear, or if the work is even under copyright. It's usually the author, but assuming the book is currently in print and on sale, you would need to contact the publisher for permission. If the book is out of print, or if the publisher is out of business or otherwise unreachable, you should try to contact the author, assuming they are listed as the rights holder on the copyright page. To eliminate all possible risk, then it's best to either ask for permission or just not use the copyrighted material in your own work. With regards to photographs, you should seek permission of the photographer directly, or if it's in a newspaper, magazine, or an online publication, you should find out if the photo was taken by one of their staff photographers or otherwise created by staff, and who is credited with its copyright. Flickr, Pixabay, and Pexels are good sources. Google image searches may also lead you to suitable photos, but again, check the origin and copyright restrictions. Many photographers have opted to work through large-scale agencies such as Getty for licensing and permissions, but these can become complex when they ask for projected print runs. You'll need to secure permission a second time if you go back to press. You can also try to restrict yourself to using work that is licensed and available under Creative Commons, which does not require you to seek permission if your use abides by certain guidelines. Holders of copyright or database rights waive all rights to dedicate their works to the worldwide public domain, but be aware that only images licensed under the categories CC BY SA, CC BY ND, or CC 0 enable reusers to distribute, remix, adapt, and build upon the material in any medium or format for commercial use, as long as attribution is given to the creator.